So before we've talked about what are the best niches in digital marketing, and now we'll talk about how to select a niche for yourself. But before we get started, I did want to mention that I am a huge fan of traditional niches. So one of the big things I think held me up in the past was I tried to be too smart. I tried to basically find a niche that was relatively obscure, thinking that choosing the right niche and having it be like some, super secret thing that no one had ever thought of was going to, work for me. And it didn't. Stick with the traditional niches. They're traditional niches for a reason, and it's because they're time tested and these are niches that actually invest in digital marketing. The first thing to consider when you're choosing a niche is figuring out what is it that you're actually offering? So I think a great way to get started in this field and in this industry is to pick a product and to get amazing at it. Now you can get amazing at it by buying a course, by working, for another agency. But I think that would probably, if I was starting all over again and my memory was wiped in terms of skills, that's what I would do is I would pick a service and get really great at it. I happen to believe that search engine optimization is probably the best service that you can offer because you're able to deliver an incredible return on investment for clients and have amazingly high profit margins for yourself and incredible retention. So those are some of the things that you'd be looking for. But once you do have an actual service that you're offering, then you want to match your service with the actual niche you're thinking about getting into. So the second big thing is to keep your eye focused on profit and retention. So, the big thing that nobody likes to talk about when it comes to starting a digital agency is the fact that sales is such a huge part of your business. Most of the people get involved with digital marketing because, they want to play around on their computer and, help people out, but not really necessarily talk to people. And one of the realities about digital marketing is that to be successful, a huge part of it is sales. And the reason why retention is so important is because, especially when you're getting started, you want to make sure that every sale that you get is a sale that winds up being very profitable on the long term, and also, a client that sticks with you for a good amount of time. Imagine a scenario where you just get a client and, let's say that they pay you $1,500 a month and they only stay with you for, 3 months. So what'll happen is a lot of times in digital marketing, there's a lot of work that goes in upfront. So that first month, you're going to be spending a lot of time, getting everything set up for them. And then if they're only around for 2 other months, then your question is, well, what's my total profit, for that deal? Now, you can look at it another way is you can offer a service that gives you a high profit margin, extremely high profit margin, and people stick with you for years. Instead of 3 months, 6 months, even 9 months, you're talking about people who stay with you on average of 18 months or 24 months. In that case, each deal becomes like a massive win. But another thing is that you're actually going to feel like you have traction. You're actually going to feel like you're moving forward, which is another big reason why I love SEO. Offering SEO, people generally know it takes 6 months to get started. So built in is a certain degree of retention. The profit margins for the business are really high. And then the third really big thing is the return on investment for the client. So SEO leads are extremely easy to close, especially when you compare them to other types of leads you can get for clients. So what this means is that when you are able to deliver results for your clients and you are able to get them leads, there's a much greater likelihood that they can actually close those leads, which means that they're going to see a high ROI and they're going to stick with you for a long period of time. The third thing that I wanted to mention about selecting a niche is it's really more like general about like when you do select a niche, which is that you've got to understand that in any given niche, you're going to have the right clients and the wrong clients to work with. So, one thing that we've realized offering SEO is that, if somebody is just getting started, it's like their very first thing that they're investing in, probably, if they're just getting their business started, probably not going to work out, probably not going to be a good fit for our company. On the other hand, if a company is massively large, they might not be a great fit for us either. And the reason I say this is because, you might not know this going into a niche, but as you do start picking up clients in your agency, it's going to be really, really important for you to sort of take stock to figure out like, hey, what are the people who do seem to work out the best? And what are the people, who seem to kind of like have issues with us or become problematic? And once you've figured that out within your niche, now you're able to really, get laser focused on who is going to be the perfect fit for your agency. So I hope this has been helpful. Talk soon.